Hi all, and welcome to the video. In this one, it's the new server, day 18. So as you can see, I'm back on the MA. This is the third time I have tried to make this video today. Yes, it bloody is. Oh God, spare me weekends. Yeah, it's been the Easter weekend, so I've kind of been busy anyway. There goes Nem, whizzing past, surfing in a Yalm. Just generally speaking, I've already done a mission and recorded myself. I stripped down and cleaned up my my PC. It was overdue. I haven't done it since last year, so it was overdue. And yeah, all was good. Redid everything, but when I've plugged everything back in, I've plugged my external sound device, which is M-Track audio. I need to upgrade that to a Focusrite one. I obviously plugged it into a different USB, you know, like the next one along or something. So Windows picked it up and it all worked great, except that OBS didn't know what it was, so it just didn't record any mic audio, which is annoying. So there's 20 minutes wasted there. Spotted that it wasn't recording me. Restarted the recording after faffing around in Windows 10 to allow OBS to use it. Yes, thank you, Windows Update, for screwing everything up again. Yes, micro shaft. You know, so I had to do that. Recorded an entire episode of like 45 minutes of ramble and everything else. Started editing and thought, my vocal audio sounds very weird. Double checked, and Windows had set the mic input to 16-bit, whereas I record in 24-bit by default. Why? Because dynamic range means that you get a lower noise floor, much lower noise floor, which is why my speaking sounds as clear as it does. Anyway, it's bloody quiet in Avalon. Yes, so I managed to get the dog tag with regular tags, and I completed the rookie thing. This was in the first mission. I don't think I even brought the ring with me. Oh yeah, there you go, the first ring of tier. I talked to Commander Brock way down south, and basically he just said, yeah, go get me tags, son. So I was like, yeah, okay. I had to do those ones. Thankfully, they're not too bad because they're scattered all around the area he is in, so I just quickly farmed them as best I could, which was cool. Okay, that's near Bliss. Do you want to go any higher? I don't think I do. No, I can see maybe people aren't pulling from here because they're not getting missions anywhere good. I mean, there's like nobody here at all. The server is getting quieter. I'm behind the curve. I hit level 70 today. It's just through just gunning missions is kind of boring. And most of Storm over the weekend all hit 75. Just teaming together and doing higher level team missions. So I was kind of late to the party, really, because actually let's go via. Yeah. Go miles away, and you know, so I don't know how big a thing Easter is over there. I know it's a big thing in Norway. It's not really much of a big thing in the UK, but we all had time off and did things, so you know, so literally no AO for a couple of days, and yeah, I've kind of missed the boat. Nobody's now going out and doing the missions because they've already done them. So hopefully we'll get a Crypt of Home raid on the go, depending how camped it is by boxers. Maybe get some stuff done there. I can't think what I might want from there, but there's a bunch of stuff for everyone in there. can't remember. It would be better if we had Shadowlands, because then I'd start playing my fixer again. But until we've got Perennium weapons, I've got no interest in being full death with grid armor, hitting a mob once every other day, which is what it feels like. Yeah, I know we could go and farm some blackbirds, but blackbirds are a bit crap. I know people think they're the end-all be-all, like a lot of people think grid armor is the end-all be-all, but I've kind of had both. That's the thing, you see. On the live server, I've already got like a maxed out 220 paid fixer and a fruit fixer with adult death implants, grid armor 4, etc, etc. So, you know, where are these sending me? Guard post, bottom strat. Not liking my chances in some of these places. No, no. Is that one? My God, that's miles away. Back out the way to tick. Oh, really? Okay. We are at the back end of things here. By the barracks? Really? Some interesting locations coming up, but none that I really fancy. Okay. There's nobody here either. Interestingly enough. The server is getting quieter, being honest. I think the first month was probably, you know, the big nostalgia thing, plus a lot of hope, people kind of being hopeful about what the server was going to be, and then sort of finding out maybe it wasn't what they, you know, argued it definitely was going to be, you know, on some social media somewhere. But it's going to be whatever it's going to be, you know, that's the thing. So, yeah. What else did I talk about? I even did like a little bit of twinking on the last recording. I say twinking, I put that brain in and that hand in. Not exactly twinking at level 75, but yeah, I mean, it was the basics of equipping things. Okay, this really does want to send me to some weird places. Maybe this is why people aren't pulling from here. Interesting. What's that? Pheromone control. Wow. That's fairly rare. A lot of people killing diners and such, which is kind of cool. I do not want a what's it mission. Do I want yeah, no. I'm getting really picky about where I want my bloody missions, aren't I? Yeah, I'm just avoiding cave missions. I'm sick to death of them. Done quite a few. I've got a little bit of pool, mostly because I died in the last team mission I did. I went down too quickly on the boss terminal into the boss room, and yeah, the boss wasn't happy to see me, and neither were all the other mobs in the boss. It was one of those boss rooms with like 6 mobs in it. So yeah, and then because we had someone, one of the mobs was a pet class mob, and it saw several people. It spawned its pets, which also attacked. So it's just like, you have between 0 and no hope. Oh, come on, don't send me somewhere I hate. Oh, yeah, go on, we'll take that. Hopefully that is not a crap one. Maybe inside of a shack or something like that would be quite good. I've been to the wreck at 70, he won't talk to me. I'm convinced it's 75 is when he starts talking to you. See, right now, I'm trying to think of all the things I covered before redoing this. And I can't remember. I think what was the other one? Oh yeah, if you message me on Discord, it may take a couple of days before you get a reply. It doesn't mean I'm ignoring you, okay? It doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. I get like, in a day, about 200 messages, direct messages on Discord. And I do my best to get through all of them and try and reply to all of them, but it's very time consuming, and I do appreciate that people, you know, want to send me messages and stuff, thank you, but there's only so many hours in the day, basically, you know, so if you want me to continue making content, you know, I need to reserve some hours for that as well. I think we're in here. And we have a secret base hidden inside, disguised as a simple shack. Yes, we do. I want many blue dots in the mission, but I'm not seeing any. Damn it. Didn't want to pull the 2. I could have used the aggression enhancer, but I seem to have chosen not to, like a noob. These are all newts. They're not going to drop my dog tags. Yeah, I've been running some other software. I will show it you now. There you go. More for my own thing. This is MSI Afterburner with its on-screen display turned on. And what I'm looking at here is just seeing how things are actually running on my system. I've got an older processor. It's a i7. I got it. I built the system in 2012. It's an i7 3820, so 4 cores, 8 threads, and yeah, I mean, when I built it, it was a bit overkill. But of course, it's in an X79 board, so I've got quad channel memory, which has kind of extended its life quite a bit more than dual channel memory. And yeah, I mean, video editing and stuff, it's great, but it's holding its own in a lot of games. And I'm kind of eyeing up Metro Last Light, not Last Light, Exodus. But I know it's got all this new RTX features and stuff, so I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I don't think a 980 is going to handle that. You know, so, yeah, right. Hands up, who knows who that is meant to be? It is meant to be someone. Comment below if you know. Composite barrel. If only. Okay, we've got some tougher-ish, slightly tough mobs in this mission. But I think we're a little tougher. Our MA skill is, well, it's not amazing, but it's pretty good. 550, it's not bad, all things considered. Hunting pet snake. Interesting. Yeah, so I've already done this, and I feel like I'm sort of like, you know, I mean, talk about repeating yourself when you've actually only done what you... What's going on with my nano skills? Oh, have I got a debuff? Yes, I do. I hate you. Well, that... No, it doesn't get rid of it. It only gets rid of snares and such, by the look of it. I think we're probably safe to continue, but... Oh, glaring slitherer. Wow. Got a few good hits on him there. Yeah, so all I'm looking at here is how many threads, etc., that are being used by AO and other stuff. You can see there, it's kind of... Because what I've been worried about is thinking, okay, let's say I buy, you know... Oh, God, clusters. Aha, stuff I can sell. You know, if I go out and buy like a 1080 Ti, which before you say, oh, it's overkill for AO, I don't just play AO, dude. You know, I play Warframe quite a... Mind you, Warframe is incredibly well optimized, considering how awesome that game looks compared to how much it hurts your system to run. Amazing job they've done. I even made a video about the latest Plains of Eidolon update. My God, that's good looking. And really, it's a pleasure to play the game in that environment. It really is. They've done something pretty awesome there. I wish I could make Skyrim look that good, you know? Even with mods and everything else, it'd be difficult. So we are gaining quite a bit of XP, because we do have a little bit of pool left, I think. No, it's already gone. It wasn't a lot. It was like most of a level. There you go. There is a diagram. A logarithmic diagram of the XP curve in Anarchy Online. That's level 75. You are here. Yes. Yeah, the whole ideas behind the release ones, people are discussing them. Some people think it's too fast, some people think it's too slow, etc. I'm kind of like, it's too slow, but that's just me. I mean, if you watch any of my Let's Build videos, if you look within, I basically release one every other day on those. I think more than that gets a bit sameish. I don't know, maybe people would watch that many, but it just seems to work that every other day for a given series is plenty for people. And I generally will log that character in every day, do dailies, maybe make a start on a few quests, etc., and then at 200 onwards, they're running missions. Oh god, gift wrap basket. I need to remember what quest that is for. I don't think it pays much out, if you know what I mean. Have I not just been through here? I think I have just doubled back on myself, haven't I? I like missions like this, though. Did I check that? Yes, that's the one. Yeah, so the reason I'm getting back to what I was saying, the reason I have this running at the moment is I'm just looking for bottlenecking. Now, a CPU bottlenecking on a game, not just AO, but like any game, and it's not going to bottleneck on AO, even with the new engine, is bottlenecking would look like the GPU not even hitting 50%, but the CPU being like 100% across the board, being rammed. That would be the CPU bottlenecking the graphics. So trying to run a game that is a little too much for it, basically. And that isn't the case. We're nowhere near that point, so we're okay. Yes, indeed. So yeah, that's it. On the last one, I can't remember anything else that I talked about, although I am kind of condensing it down. I think things presented themselves as we were playing, so yeah, the art. This was concept art for the game and kind of promotional art, etc. We never did get those ships. I would have liked those ships, daft as they may look to some people. I quite like them. Hardened Informer, give me Omni-Mobs. I want my tags, yes I do. Because I found them in one mission, I now want to complete the quest they're involved with. Yay ding. Now, I've been leaving my base abilities a little too long, I think, but I want to get into my next heal, which is like not even close there, and another 70 odd there. God, that's a hell of a long trip, isn't it? I'm going to put into 71. I'm going to do base abilities. Yeah, they were behind. So let's do those. Let's max the two cheap ones first. Okay, intelligence is going to bleed into everything else. And stamina. There we go. Whole level into that. Oh my god. What's that one? Chemistry. Well, it'll sell, that's the thing. What's the percentage we're on now? 80. Okay, I need to find a few more mobs. I think there's one in here. More neutral mobs. Bah. Now, hopefully this recording isn't going to be balked as well, or it's going to be another day before I record any more AO. It really is, because, yeah. I mean, it was quite a good episode, I thought. We were outside for a while, then we came in to do a mission. Because I was doing the lobby stuff to begin with, to get the first ring. Where Commander Brock is, there's a bunch of mobs near there. Okay, body pulled, somehow. And I pulled the other one. Great stuff. Okay, I've got a dot and I've got that. I think we may survive. Even the heal's not really doing a lot of anything anymore. Right, you gotta get some of that, if it'll go, and that. I hate nukers. You've got no decent nano resist or whatever on this guy, so that's a pain. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Barrel. Can I get rid of that dot by... Oh, I can. Oh, that's good. We could be here for some time. Yeah, I haven't raised lockpicking since the last time. Oh, there we go. Barrel of nothing. Okay, did that bump me up to 100? It did. Okay, we can go complete the mission. We are getting there very slowly on tokens, it feels like. And I do mean very. Right, so I gotta poison this. There we go, and 199. And the cluster. Oh, that was it. That was the thing I was talking about. Clusters. How clusters used to be when the server first started, and how different an experience it was compared to now. Clusters, formerly, did not have names like Brawling, Shiny, Left Arm. No, they didn't. They had like a more poetic type of name, I guess you would say. It didn't specifically describe what the hell it did. It was a kind of weird system, but it would be a learned blah 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 of blah blah blah, and people would be like, "The fluff is that?" Where's this one? Oh, it's right by the outpost, and it's a collect item for a weird weapon. Yes, assault model. All of the specials. Go on then. That's a pickup item. Why not? So yeah, it used to confuse the hell out of people. People really, really needed, nano nanny, etc., or whatever it was called, that would help you build up your implants, because they didn't tell you something like that. You were looking at various clusters, and it wouldn't, unless you read the description, it didn't tell you where it went. So like with this, it says it's for brawling, it says it's shiny, so you know which slot it will take in a given implant, and specifically which implant it goes in. They didn't used to. It would be something like the superior shining cluster of thuggery, or something kind of like poetic like that, oh my god, that was hard to work out. Yes, it was. It was like people going, seriously, what? Trying to figure out what cluster they actually needed for, their particular thing. So, God almighty, how the hell we managed, I will never know. And that was back in the 2001 days. Anyone that played back then will probably remember that. If you remember it at all, then yeah, you were there, because it was annoying. So what would happen would be, that whatever you found in a chest would become your implant. If it was close, it was good enough. Because a lot of people were kind of like, well, I haven't got a fluffing clue what any of this is, so I'm going to accept that. I mean, seriously, it was literally that. People would be kind of like, I have no idea, but I know I need more full auto. So I found an implant with full auto, I'll do what I can to get it in. Even if it was like full auto, swimming, and something. It didn't matter how terrible it was, they would go for it. Yeah, that's one person, that's one other person, that's Nem. And he's literally, he's not multi-boxing, he's multi-logging. When he plays more than one character, he tabs. And just literally, he'll have a full screen of the character he's playing, tab to the next one, and play like that. It's a bloody nightmare the way he does it, but he that's just the way he is. He doesn't box. He just does that, so yeah. You're not going to see him trying to out-damage you on a dino or something, put it that way. We have the brown mission of Doom and a lot of red dots, disappointingly. Oh god, we've got those things. Cyborgs, though. Oh, might get some mice from the cyborgs, that could be good. What level are you guys? 85? About the right level, but nothing in here is sided. It's kind of disappointing. It's like we've got a mission within a mission here. Yes, the brown tile set of Doom. Anon Terra. Or Tira. Could be either, actually, that. And with Anarchy Online, you just really don't know. Yeah, so back in the day, we didn't have profession nanos in a shop, nice and conveniently. No, we didn't. We had whatever the hell was in a chest, or whatever the hell you could custom build. And I can remember people arguing on the forums, the original old forums, that only, you know, die-hard power players built custom implants. Seriously, that people had that argument on the forums. Yeah, well, only blah 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 power players make their own custom implants. You know, and then obviously that whoever posted that, I'm just glad it wasn't me, because yeah, they didn't have a fun time after posting that on the forums. Well, not on the forums anyway. We had. Yeah, see, like that. Say you wanted the MG SMG, you would pick that up and be like, "Woo! I've got a better." You know, so people's implants back at the beginning of the game were just like ridiculously bad. They really were compared to now. You know, where I'm not saying mine are great, but you didn't have things like touch of the gripper. Because I can tell you right now, everyone would have used it just for the plus damage if they could have got into it. Mind you, the thing you could do with implants back in the day, right up until not long before Shadowlands, was you could hot swap implants. So let's say you put one in for treatment, you could right click another head implant for higher treatment that required the first one to be in. Just by right clicking it, it would just go straight in. It didn't mind that the slot wasn't empty, but people really abused, well, they're not abused the system, people made use of that system, you know, and everything else, and you'd get like level 50 characters in level 200 implants mostly, with level 200 weapons, because don't forget, Challenger could be casted by not just enforcers but agents, and Challenger didn't just up your kind of damage output, it actually by the same amount increased your weapon skills, and there was no OE. OE came in because people figured out ways to get into gear way above their level and use it. So you'd have like a level 50 or whatever agent going round with a level 200 caterwall or whatever, no problems. You know, doing stupid amounts of damage, and it was all perfectly legitimate, you know. Them were the days. Yes, they were. Hey, ex-people! So yeah, it's just laziness on my part. Everyone in Storm is already, I can't remember if I've mentioned this yet or not, because this is like attempt number 3 of this video, garbled audio aside. Went no audio, garbled audio, and now, hopefully, a working recording. Do I? No, I don't. Yeah, everyone in Storm has already raced past, but because it's been Easter, etc., I've kind of not. I've kind of missed the boat. But you know, I'll get there. I'll get there. It's just grinding these missions. Yeah, so you can see there, the CPU's not really doing much at all. Overall is like 19%. It's like one core is getting used like 40-50. So overall is about 18. and that is with OBS running as well. Oh, hi there. Cyborg Private. Give me some mice. God, you guys, you're being super stingy at the moment. This is a big old mission though. I'm only on 26%. I think I'm definitely getting another level in this one. Nano programming. That could be useful. I'll not sell that. I'll keep that for people that might need it. Right, we're back in the original corridor now. We're making progress. So I'd rather have not been in another bloody brown mission again. But here we are. More stuff to sell. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm going to get to 75 and then I'm going back to the live server. Probably until Shadowlands releases. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't, you know. It's one of those, but like the classes I want to play predominantly are not really fixed without it. Like the calms for the crap, not really until you get the Shadowlands ones. The Rubicon ones are pretty terrible. Warp time space, capital city. NT. That's useful. I think you can buy that in a shop though. Pretty sure you can. Did I miss? I think I missed some up this side. Or are they only accessible? No, I did. I missed one. Aha, an Aquan. You may drop me some mice. Come on, I want mice. I have a bag at the ready. No, I think I'm wearing social is that, which is pretty low level. Could do with a better one. And then actually wear it. Ooh, hello, what have we got? Mugger. That is... Shade. I miss my shade. Yes, I do. My's melee armor legs. Thank you. Sense and agility. Don't need on this guy, but that is a nice little find. Yes, it is. I might as well keep that as well. That's a keeper. Keep that one. No, it doesn't go any further in that direction. So we go back to the main corridor, or the original corridor, and go this way round, I think. So yeah, that's my plan. Get to 75, maybe do a couple of runs at the Crypt of Home, maybe get the Biomare quest finished, and then I kind of want Shadowlands because I want to play the other classes, and like Fix is kind of broken without Shadowlands. Your only evasive stuff is to remove all your armor and use a grid armor, which is already becoming super expensive. I mean, even on this server, it's starting to look like silly amounts of credits. But those are the breaks. It was probably always going to be like that. So, you know, I'm not gonna cry about it. But thing is, I don't think grid armor is the big I am. I mean, people really get fixated on it like it's the holy grail, and it's just not. Not to my mind. I really don't think it is. You're giving up so many other items you could be wearing that would buff your character in different ways for the Ad Def. Yes, the Ad Def is nice, but it's not God mode. It's really not. I mean, lots of times fixes die when there's multiple mobs hitting on them. One-on-one against other mobs, it's pretty good. Just not so much, you know, against dozens of mobs, so therefore not God mode, you know. But people do. They get this idea that this one item is the end all be all, and it's not. It's cumulative, really. It's having lots of the right items all working together that really builds a character. Yeah, and as I've said, and a lot of other people are saying as well, is that the certain classes aren't fixed until like even AI comes out, you know, which yeah, and I think the way that were fixes rolled out with AI as well. But that's just the way the game evolved. We started off with a very sort of broken looking game, and they released Shadowlands, and yes, Shadowlands on release was a big mess. Yes, it was unfinished. Anything past Adonis was basically it was just hadn't been finished. There was hardly anything there, no quests, no, you know, in comparison to the other areas. Plus, as soon as you stepped off, an actual path, you'd just fall back to Rubicon through geometry constantly. It's an absolute nightmare. So it was kind of like, I think they just didn't finish developing it before, and for some reason I think they were thinking, well, people won't get to those areas that quickly, and it's like, nah, you're completely underestimating the people that play AO. You know, if you wanted to define what a min-maxer was, Anarchy Online. I mean, that is the game. It is twinking. No other games have it to the same level that Anarchy Online does. I mean, you can get really super granular with various settings. Nano armor, it'll sell, I suppose. And another instruction disc. Woohoo! Woohoo! I can't do high notes anymore. And more bugs. See, my fixer, the GA fixer I've got, and it's only GA1 anyway, it's nothing, you know. On a level 25 in the subway, it's pretty awesome, but, you know, and it kind of holds its own pretty much in the temple as well. But thereafter, it's not so brilliant. I mean, it's useful, don't get me wrong, it's useful. You could always wear it in social anyway, that's the thing. And people do that. You know, they're down with the fixer thing, but they don't actually wear it because there's other options. Like, as soon as Shadowlands comes out, a hell of a lot of the fixers, even the GA4 guys, if there are any yet, I know the discs are around, but I don't think anybody's equipped it yet. I don't think you can. I think there might be a level lock. I can't remember. It's been a while. But you see, I've got a GA4 fixer, Froob, on live with a pair of Blackbirds, etc. And he's alright. Compared to a level 100 fixer with a Perennium and Spin Shadow Web and some AI armour, no. He's nowhere near as strong. Nowhere near. And some people say, oh, well, that's completely unbalanced. Well, you know, you're running around with pets nearly 50, 60, you know, levels above you, and in terms of percentage level above, that's stupidly high. But that's because we're operating on the 18.7 database, and in the 18.7 database, MP's got a fix. And the thing is, on this server, they basically still have it. So they've got pets that are based upon their nano skills. So the higher the nano skill, the higher the pet. That wasn't the case before. No, it wasn't. You bought quality 150 nano, or, you know, obtained it somehow, and that was the level of the pet that came out of it. Unfortunately, that was kind of crap for MPs because there was a huge gap between the 150 pet and the 200 pet. So they'd be running around with green pets. It's kind of crap. So they put pet scaling in. But what that means is that you have one class that has a near exclusive access to, you know, never mind Shadowlands, but LE grade armaments. So it is pretty imbalanced, you know. And I just think Shadowlands would bring that a little more back round, because you're just seeing so many MPs everywhere at the moment. You go onto the live server and you don't. You will see a few, but you won't see them, you know, the population looking like it does there. You know, it looks nothing like that on the live server, because other classes are completely viable there for doing very much the similar things, whereas on this server they can't. And honestly, I didn't like MP, especially as I got higher level. When that gap between you and your pets starts to narrow, that's when you realise, you know, why MPs probably still need more work. You know, they, compared to like a crap or engineer, they're nowhere near as strong, I don't think. They're nowhere near as welcome in teams. You know, an Engie is a good one, is always welcome in a team. You know, he's got blockers, he's got reflects, he's got ACs, you know, and he's bringing quite a bit of damage with him. I mean, an engineer way out damages an MP by, you know, like a country mile. You know, better weapon skills, and their pets are a hell of a lot stronger. Oh, well, take it and sell it. That's the plan. Okay, there's someone in the middle. An Aquan, give me my armor. Yes, please. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to hit 75 on this guy. Maybe do a bit more on the trader. He's quite good. Even Krat, but Krat's kind of, yeah. More gloves. Mize melee armor gloves. Number 2. Not quite as good as the other ones, but hey. They are nice gloves to have in your arsenal, so to speak. Oh, need to make room, yeah. It's been quite fruitful on loot, actually, this mission, gotta say. It's not been bad at all. And I don't want to get rid of them by accident, so that kind of crap. Yes, indeed. And another chest. It is locked. Okay, well, we're more or less at full health, so... Well, we got nearly 2k XP for it, if nothing else. Okay, there's another Aquan there. Let's be a little more systematic, though. Cyborg Destructor. Yeah, so... Yeah, I kind of want to play the classes I want to play. I really miss being able to play Shade. They are a class that I really enjoy. People go, oh my god, you only like them because they're so OP. They're only overpowered if you know how to play one. If you don't know how to play one, it will suck. People that chase MA skill on on Shades, don't do it. I'll show you why. Right, let's check our weapon. MA Fist. What's my actual skill at? 553. And we get these results. So for a martial artist only, there's my fist speed, fist damage 80 to 218. For every other profession, they get 43 to 157. And if you're a shade, you only get 38 to 147, and you're slower. Yeah. The whole MA thing on Shade, I don't know why. I think it was implemented early on and never taken out. So you end up with something that really doesn't work for Shade. So just, nah, don't bother. Don't waste your IP on it, honestly. The MA Shade thing is no. With the same MA skill, every other class is better than you are. What's this? Wood oak bow. Why have I got that? Oh, is that's a starter weapon, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, you can vanish then. Make space. And, yay, Mice armor again. Hopefully I don't need to delete things. I thought one bag would probably be enough. The next thing I would delete would probably be that chest implant. You get so little money back on implants. You know, you think how much they cost, like quality, with all 3 slots filled, a quality 100 is like 100k. When you sell it, you get back maybe 1k. It's kind of painful. But that does mean that it keeps implants in circulation, because rather than sell them, you think, oh, well, you know, I'll put them in a bag and keep them. Ow. Because, you know, I'll make another tune one day and that leg implant will probably still be useful to them, you know. Ooh, this guy's blood red. What is he, 86? Okay, we has a tough guy. Will we ding on this tough guy? Yeah. The other thing a lot of Stormers said to me is like, great, it's level 75, we can talk, we can go to the wreck, but we can't gain anything. Kind of like, yeah, I know what you're saying. That'll get very busy, 75 to 100. It'll definitely be very busy in the wreck, you would say. A lot of good items there. You know, they're not horribly terrible. Yeah, and that's going. Just simply because other things sell better. And yeah, it was like not that as a box that dropped the GA if you're really curious. It was just like one of those neat little tidy Amazon kind of boxes that you get in missions that had actually had the thing in it. So yeah. See, normally I'd be rendering this, or not, you know, I'd still be editing it. Okay, 100%. Now, where the hell was the thing to pick up? What was the thing to pick up? I just want to... We're looking for assignment. Strong reason. Bomber has placed the bomber. Okay. They're usually a huge white object. I think I saw it. Yeah, there we go. Weird looking bomb. Yeah, it is kind of weird. And 202 tokens. and the reward. There we go. Right, okay, mission done. AO content successful. I hope. If I import this footage into Premiere and it's, you know, a complete mess, then I'm gonna be sad. Really, really sad. Okay, let's nip in this little. Go there, or let's go back to Athen. Go back to Athen. I'm actually curious to go to ICC. Actually, I tell you for why, just to see what happens with these here. You know, because I'm bloody convinced it's not my system that isn't keeping up. Okay, 3K, 7K. There we go, 121K just on the mission loot, plus 1,000 credits for doing the mission, probably plus whatever credits we picked up from the mobs as well. So there you go, nearly up to 1 million now. I'll probably hit 1 million just doing solo missions. Right, let's as an experiment, right, class, pay attention class. As an experiment class, we are going to see what happens when we go to ICC. Why does the frame rate die? Is it CPU? Is it GPU? Is it RAM? I think it's draw calls. Apparently is a thing. Apparently it's draw calls. So let's have a look. CPU 48, 50%. It's a little higher. Still nowhere near like throttling. But one core is up to 80%. But you can see there GPU's dropped. So yeah, it's a CPU thing. It's draw calls, isn't it? I think. It's not throttling the CPU at all. See the frame rate, 28. Yeah, I think it is the whole draw call thing. RAM has gone up by another gig. System memory still well below 4 gigabyte. And it's kind of stabilizing again, but you can see just one particular core is getting hammered. Maybe someone with a Threadripper is no better off, because for all the cores you've got, if it all gets thrust onto a singular one, guess what? It's going to do the same thing. Then you're into single threaded performance to get it any better. You can see there then. It's not that much lower. Okay, well it is there, but you know. And this, don't forget, OBS is recording this as well. It's 50 odd frames a second, 60. Depends which way you're facing looking at it. So yeah, the whole engine thing is just weird. Really is. Anyway, there we go. Oh, and also, don't forget, I am still running Reshade. So I was using anti-aliasing, sharpening, and the eye adaptation to correct for exposure. That's a bit wacky in the new engine. So yeah, there we go. With all that, and it's still, you know, not really pushing anything on the system. Okay, folks. Bye for now.